Alright, here we go with Chapter 1 in Bayonetta 2 on the Wii U. This is my first time through it, and it's basically just going to be some highlights of returning and new features, and some stuff that I thought was cool. And in this intro, she kind of pokes fun at Mario, and then Enzo here talks about Alex Kidd, which is kind of cool for those who liked those games on the Sega Master System and the Genesis. He never made a comeback after that game, so I think fans are holding out hope, and it's nice that they put a reference in here. So you fly into this town, I think it's called Noatun, and it's the city of Genesis, and Bayonetta is looking for Jean. She almost smashes this squirrel-like creature, you'll see him later, and a interesting angle. And this is cool, very classic, almost reminds me of the old Paramount logo at the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark. And one thing that's just really cool from the get-go here is the look. It's very vibrant and bright. Everything is alive, great contrast, nice colors. And the other thing is that it's nice and wide open. There's a lot of areas you can explore. You can go in the water. Like you'll see, there's a ton of destructible objects and collectibles that you can pick up. Here's the crows, the Umbran crows, and those will give you stamps that you can use in the Miiverse. Interestingly, I'm playing this with a Wii U Pro controller, so I don't have the gamepad usually on me. It's sitting on the table, and so I don't go to the Miiverse a lot in games where I use the Pro controller. And that's interesting because when I played NES Remix and some other games on the gamepad, I was in the Miiverse quite a bit, and it's fun. It's fun going there, posting things. But here, because I have the Pro controller, I'm not so inclined to go take a look and post stuff. So I guess it's a bit of a trade-off. But I like the Pro controller, especially for action games like this. I like it for Mario Kart 8. But again, it does kind of suck that can't post as easily as I would if I was using the gamepad. And so here's a new feature, and that's just gorgeous with the water in the plaza right there. But yeah, these chests are kind of invisible until you collect the fragments, and it's a timed test, so I believe that's new. I don't remember seeing those in the first Bayonetta at all. And they'll unlock these chests once you successfully get the 5 fragments in the allotted amount of time. And you'll get collectibles like the Broken Witch thing or the Broken Heart. So those are nice. And this right here is very similar to the hidden stages in Bayonetta 1. As opposed to Bayonetta 1, though, there are a good number of these in each stage, or at least in the first one. And right here, I left this in here just because I'm like, there's some platforming in Bayonetta. They make it a little easier. Her shadow seems brighter, and she floats down slowly. I mean, you're underwater there, but hopefully platforming is not a big thing in this game, because I did not like it in the first game. And I think this is a new item as well. Sorry for those who are listening and are like, no, that's not new. I'm not a Bayonetta expert, so that did seem new to me, that item that I believe will give you more halos. But this area, this plaza with the underwater section and stuff, it just looks really nice. I can't say enough nice things about what Platinum did with the look of this game compared to Bayonetta 1, which just, when I look back at it, is just flat and drab and really boring. This is really gorgeous to look at. So this character right here, Loki, he's almost like the replacement for Cereza in the first game, but he actually has some skills, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with him. I don't like his kind of like late 90s houser pants, but he seems pretty cool so far. And right there you can collect the LPs just like you could in the first game, and I'm sure they're fragmented later. That one will give you the swords, like the Shuraba in Bayonetta 1. And here's just a few of her moves using those. Really nice. The sword effects and the gun effects, everything in this game just looks really nice. And here, you're facing this guy that you met in the prologue and faced off in the section before that. This is funny. He's like, "Alas, I digress." I mean, she rolls her eyes at him as he gets into his speech. And I like that the game pokes fun at its long-windedness. The cutscenes do seem pretty long, just like the first game, but maybe they've trimmed them back just a bit. And here's the concocting or alchemy. All the ingredients that you collect can be used to make items. And I think that was in the first game, and I just never used it. So, and conveniently enough, there's a chest right there that gives you a bunch of ingredients. And moving on, there's another kind of mid-boss battle. I don't show too much of it because he kind of owns me, and I think I only got a bronze facing him. It's interesting to note that this early in the game, some of these enemies have some very, very hard cues to pick up on, and I had to use a red hot shot to revive my health. And so it's very challenging even from the beginning. I made a comment in the prologue that I thought it was a little easier, but I don't know. I've had to use some of the green lollipops and such just in the first chapter. And this first chapter is very long, but that's a good thing because there's so much variety. And this right here is just an example of the hidden battles that you can find throughout each chapter. And you need to find and get all of those to get your pure platinum if that's what you want. So I did happen to get a pure platinum on that. It's just facing one enemy, so that one wasn't too hard. And completed a witch heart, which will increase your health. And then here is where you run into the boss of this stage. Cool stuff. I mean, just the environmental destruction and everything in this game is really great. And stuff I didn't show before is the Gates of Hell. That makes a return. And so you can go there and talk to Rodan and buy items and new moves and get your, like right here I got the sword. And so you can go there. And I didn't show a lot of the other battles just because I don't want to just kind of be repetitive. I just wanted to show what was returning and what was new. And this battle does feel a bit reminiscent of the fight you had in Bayonetta 1, but again, just the colors are really nice to look at. I love the backgrounds, how you're floating in the air, you can see the city below you, and here's just a climax finisher, which isn't all that great. But that ends the first chapter. And yeah, as you can see there are a ton of verses. I missed one, unfortunately, and managed to get gold overall. So yeah, I was really, really impressed with this first chapter. It looked great. They've done a ton of improvements in terms of exploration, and I'm really happy with it, and I think it's a game to be savored and mastered. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in Chapter 2.